Unwritten Bonds. Synopsis. Layla Hart is a driven and ambitious college senior, ready to graduate and marry her high school sweetheart, Ethan Miller. But her life takes an unexpected turn when she enrolls in a literature class taught by the enigmatic and charismatic Professor Daniel Graves. What starts as admiration for his intellect spirals into a forbidden romance that shakes her sense of self, loyalty, and the life she has planned. When Layla discovers she is pregnant, she faces a devastating truth. She doesn't know who the father is. As Ethan uncovers the affair and Layla's world crumbles, she must confront her choices and decide what kind of future she wants for herself and her unborn child. Chapter 1. A spark ignites. Layla Hart tightened her grip on the leather strap of her bag as she walked briskly through the university's ivy-covered halls. It was her first day of advanced literature, and she couldn't shake the mix of nerves and excitement bubbling in her chest. She'd heard rumors about Professor Daniel Graves, a man who was either brilliant or arrogant, depending on who you asked. Pushing open the heavy wooden door to the lecture hall, Layla froze. There he was, standing at the front of the room. Professor Graves was nothing like she expected. Late 30s, with salt and pepper hair, piercing blue eyes, and a sharp suit that seemed tailored to perfection. He exuded an effortless confidence, the kind that made the room fall silent as soon as he spoke. Layla slipped into a seat near the back, trying to blend into the crowd. "Good morning, everyone," Professor Graves began, his voice rich and commanding. "This course isn't just about reading books. It's about understanding the human condition, dissecting the passions, flaws, and desires that drive us all. If that doesn't interest you, the door is there." The class chuckled nervously, but Layla found herself leaning forward, hanging on to his every word. Over the weeks, Layla couldn't help but notice how Professor Graves seemed to single her out. When he spoke to her during class discussions, his gaze lingered just a second too long. When she stayed after class to ask questions, their conversations veered into philosophy, art, and life itself. And then it happened. One late evening, Layla stayed behind to work on a paper in the library. She was startled when a deep voice interrupted her thoughts. "Burning the midnight oil, Miss Hart?" She looked up to find Professor Graves standing there, his lips curving into a faint smile. The library was nearly empty, and the air between them felt heavy with unspoken tension. I just wanted to get this right," she stammered, holding up her notes. He sat down across from her, his eyes scanning her work. "You have a gift, Layla. Your words have a depth I rarely see." Her cheeks burned. She wasn't used to such praise. As the weeks turned into months, their connection deepened. A chance meeting at a coffee shop led to an impromptu conversation that lasted hours. One night, after an intense discussion about a poem that had moved them both, Layla found herself unable to resist the pull any longer. It was reckless, dangerous, and intoxicating. But it wasn't long before the cracks in her life began to show.